The year was 2019, a year that would be remembered for a cinematic phenomenon that took the world by storm. Joaquin Phoenix, a name synonymous with raw talent and transformative performances, took on the mantle of the Joker, a role that would redefine his career. Joker wasn't just a comic book movie. It was an experience, a deep dive into the human condition that left audiences both mesmerized and disturbed. Dark, gritty, and utterly captivating, it dove into the psyche of a broken man, Arthur Fleck, and his descent into madness. The film's portrayal of his transformation was both haunting and compelling. The film was a critical and commercial triumph, lauded for its performances, direction, and unflinching portrayal of mental illness. Joaquin Phoenix's performance was universally praised, earning him numerous awards. Heath Ledger's Joker was iconic, yes, but Phoenix offered something different. His portrayal was a raw, unfiltered look at a man on the edge. His Joker was a raw nerve, exposed and agonizing, a performance that resonated deeply with audiences and critics alike. The world, understandably, was hungry for more. The film's success created a fervor, with fans eagerly anticipating what would come next. When Joker 2 was announced, the hype was palpable. Could lightning strike twice? Could the sequel live up to the monumental expectations set by its predecessor? Could director Todd Phillips capture that same magic again? The anticipation was immense, and the pressure was on. The answer, sadly, is a resounding no. The sequel failed to capture the essence that made the original so special. Joker 2 stumbles and falls, a pale imitation of its predecessor. It lacked the depth and intensity that made the first film a masterpiece. It loses its way, sacrificing the raw intensity of the original for cheap thrills and unearned melodrama. The magic of the first film was nowhere to be found, leaving audiences disappointed and critics unimpressed. The buzz surrounding Joker 2 was deafening. Fans theorized about plot points, debated casting choices, and dissected every teaser trailer with a fine-toothed comb. Would we see the full transformation of Arthur Fleck into the clown prince of crime? Would Batman make an appearance, his presence looming over the narrative like a watchful gargoyle? The possibilities seemed endless. Social media was ablaze with speculation, with fan art and homemade trailers flooding every corner of the internet. The anticipation was palpable, a collective holding of breath as we waited to return to Gotham's grim streets. Little did we know, the joke was ultimately on us. Joker 2 squanders the potential of its premise, delivering a muddled and ultimately unsatisfying experience. The most glaring issue with Joker 2 is its lack of focus. The film seems to be pulled in multiple directions, unable to decide on a clear narrative path. The tight, character-driven narrative of the first film is replaced with a meandering plot that feels more concerned with shock value than substance. The original's emotional depth and psychological tension are sorely missed. The film introduces a slew of new characters, but none are given the space or depth to resonate with the audience. Each new face feels like a missed opportunity, a potential story thread that is never fully explored. They feel more like cardboard cutouts, there to serve the plot rather than inhabit it. This lack of character development makes it hard to invest in their journeys or care about their fates. The gritty realism that made the first film so effective is abandoned in favor of a more over-the-top comic book aesthetic. This shift in style might have worked if it had been executed with more conviction. This wouldn't necessarily be a problem if the film fully committed to this tone, but it feels tonally inconsistent, unsure of whether it wants to be a character study or a bombastic action flick. The clash of styles leaves the audience confused and disengaged. The result is a film that feels both overstuffed and underdeveloped, a chaotic mess of missed opportunities and baffling creative choices. It's a sequel that fails to capture the magic of its predecessor, leaving fans and critics alike disappointed. One of the most highly anticipated aspects of Joker 2 was the introduction of Harley Quinn, the Joker's infamous psychiatrist turned partner in crime. Unfortunately, the film's portrayal of Harley Quinn is perhaps its biggest misstep. Gone is the complex, tragic, and often darkly humorous character from the comics and animated series. In her place is a shallow caricature, stripped of her agency and reduced to a love-struck sidekick. The film tries to establish a connection between Harley and Arthur, but their relationship feels forced and unearned, lacking the chemistry and twisted dynamic that defines the characters. This is not a reflection of the actress's talent, but rather a failure of the script to do justice to such an iconic character. Harley Quinn deserves better, and so do the fans. Section 5. Gotham's Grumbles, Plot Holes and Inconsistency. The narrative of Joker 2 is riddled with plot holes and inconsistencies that would make even the most forgiving viewer scratch their head. From the very beginning, the storyline seems to be on shaky ground, with numerous elements that just don't add up. Character motivations shift from scene to scene, making it difficult to understand their true intentions or to connect with them on any meaningful level. Events unfold with little logical explanation, leaving viewers to piece together the narrative on their own, often with little success. The film relies heavily on contrived coincidences to move the plot forward, which feels forced and unnatural. For example, there's a moment where a character's sudden change of heart completely disrupts the flow of the story. This abrupt shift is neither foreshadowed nor explained, making it feel out of place. This lack of attention to detail creates a jarring viewing experience, making it hard for the audience to stay engaged. It pulls the audience out of the story and leaves them with more questions than answers, which can be incredibly frustrating. It's as if the filmmakers assumed the audience would be too distracted by the flashy visuals and chaotic energy to notice the narrative inconsistencies. The over-the-top action sequences and vibrant cinematography seem designed to mask the story's flaws. However, this only serves to highlight the lack of care and attention given to the story. A well-crafted narrative should not rely on spectacle alone, but should engage the audience with a coherent and compelling plot. Section 6. A Director's Downfall, Lost in the Laughter. Todd Phillips, the director of both Joker films, deserves credit for taking risks and pushing boundaries. However, with Joker 2, it feels like he's lost sight of what made the first film so compelling. The nuanced character study is replaced with a frenetic, unfocused mess. The social commentary, while present, feels heavy-handed and unearned. It's as if Phillips, emboldened by the success of the first film, decided to throw everything at the wall and see what stuck. Unfortunately, not much does. The result is a film that feels less like a cohesive vision and more like a series of disjointed ideas, haphazardly stitched together. Section 7. Script Notes of Sorrow. When words fail. Gotham. A film's script is its foundation. It's the blueprint upon which everything else is built. Sadly, the script for Joker 2 is where the cracks begin to show. The dialogue feels clunky and unnatural, with characters often stating the obvious or delivering clunky exposition. The attempts at dark humor, which worked so well in the first film, fall flat here, often coming across as mean-spirited rather than darkly funny. The film tries to tackle complex themes of mental illness, societal decay, and the nature of evil, but these themes are explored in a superficial and often exploitative manner. The result is a script that feels both pretentious and shallow, lacking the depth and nuance that made the first film so impactful. Section 8. The punchline falls flat. A disappointing delivery. Joker 2 is ultimately a case study in squandered potential. It had all the ingredients for success: a talented cast, a proven director, and a built-in audience eager to return to Gotham's dark underbelly. However, the film stumbles at every turn, sacrificing substance for style and coherence for chaos. The final act, in particular, is a chaotic mess, a cacophony of explosions, gunfire, and nonsensical plot twists. By the time the credits roll, you're left feeling less like you've witnessed a thought-provoking character study and more like you've been subjected to a sensory overload. Section 9. Don't quit your day job, Joker. A final verdict. Joker 2 is a disappointment on almost every level. It fails to live up to the legacy of its predecessor, squandering its potential and delivering a muddled, unsatisfying experience. While the film boasts impressive visuals and a committed performance from Joaquin Phoenix, these elements are not enough to salvage the film's fundamental flaws. The script is weak, the pacing is uneven, and the characters are underdeveloped. In the end, Joker 2 is a cautionary tale about the dangers of sequelitis. It's a reminder that sometimes it's best to leave well enough alone. Section 10. Join the Goosebumps Facts family. Stay informed. What did you think of Joker 2? Did it live up to your expectations? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let's discuss. And don't forget to subscribe to Goosebumps Facts for more deep dives into the world of film and entertainment. We're your source for honest reviews, insightful analysis, and all things movies.